What up, y'all? It's the Robot Watcher. Grab your binoculars, and I'm back from Mobile, actually. You feel me? Right here at Senior Bowl. I'm in a hotel room. First day of practice just finished. Pay attention to my Twitter at TheProtest4. Type in Real Ball Watcher in Twitter. It'll probably pop up. But first things first. Let's get this out of the way. I can't watch everybody. It's a lot of guys out there. I focus mainly on defensive line, offensive line, looking at those one-on-ones, group position, and things like that. Team, I saw a little bit of the one-on-ones for wide receiver, DBs, and team. Of course, I got to see the wide receiver and DBs and quarterbacks. So I'm going to just tell you guys who I felt like won and some guys who are a little bit underwhelming from the first two practices. So we're going to start out with the national team. I wanted to shout out the Senior Bowl for letting me come. I want y'all to know you can watch the Senior Bowl on NFL Network and coverage of live Senior Bowl practices and stuff like that on NFL Network. But you'll have better content coming here, of course, because I'm actually on the ground with it. You're not going to get all the interview angles and stuff that you see in the middle of practice. So appreciate the Senior Bowl for letting me come out here, draft stars on Mobile. You know what it is. Let's get into the video. Now, from the national team, first thing I want to talk about, I feel like the best days were from Donovan Izaraku. As soon as he got out there, I looked and I was like, wow, this guy looks the part. Super long arms, around 6'2", 6'3". I think he officially measured in at 6'2". But he looks the same height as Mike Green, but much longer arms. He's really, really good get off. Basically, I seen him and Mike Green kind of prove the same thing, that they can stand, they can stand on their own in the run game. Izaraku was a little bit more torpedo-ish when it comes to the run game. He had a couple of pancakes, or he's running through guys' chests in the run game, while Mike Green was more of trying to set the edge, keep a steady base, good anchor, which I'll go ahead and get into it. Mike Green was really good again today. Not again today, but really good today. I talked to Mike Green at the end of the practice, which will put all the interviews I did at the end of the videos. So I'll have Mike Green and Jalen Royals interviews at the end of this video, so stick around to the end. But Mike Green came out, showed that he could stand his ground in the run game, showed a lot of power, a lot of pop in his hands, a lot of pop getting off of the line, going speed to power. So it was a couple times where he got held up by, I want to say it's Benford. I might be lying. I can't remember off the top of my head. Armand Mimbu maybe. But he looked good with it when it was coming to bend, getting off. It looked good with a couple inside counters and one-on-one. So overall, great day for Mike Green. Very close to solidifying that he's a first-round talent. He wasn't dominant, like game-wrecking, so I won't go there. But with how this class looks, he could end up being a first-round talent by the end of the week. The next thing I want to talk about, Peebles. Peebles from Virginia Tech. Very undersized defensive tackle. I want to say he's only 6 foot, like 290, 280. But, dog, he is very disruptive. I seen immediately in the team period. I put it immediately in my notes. The first two plays, he had quick sheds getting in the backfield to stop the run. Peebles, and if he's going to be that good of a run defender, it's going to look scary because he's super good against the pass rush. He's ultra good against pass rush. A lot of moves, a lot of speed, a lot of counters, refined movements, and things like that. A lot of polish in his game. So if he's going to be that good against the run, it could get scary. Also, Jamari Caldwell, really hard to stop. He was walking guys into the backfield in national practice. The tackles did really good for national practice also. Ariante Ursary, Armand Mimbu, I want to say is on the national team. I could be wrong. All of those guys did pretty good. Benford did pretty good. Belton from NC State, he did pretty good. All those guys did pretty good in the national practice. So, also, now let's talk about a little bit of the offense. I think I shout out everybody I needed to when it comes to the defense. Also, Keandre Johnson looks like Jeremy Chin out there as far as size, makeup, looking wise. Looks like Jeremy Chin. Looked a little bit like Jeremy Chin in coverage too, but we'll get to that later. Next thing I want to talk about on the offensive side, the tight ends 8. Terrace Ferguson looked good in the one-on-ones. I seen a couple of reps where he was winning, so I was like, okay, Terrace Ferguson, Oregon fan, we looking good over there. Elijah Arroyo, I want to say the guy that was in college for like 9 years from Miami. He looked the best maybe in one-on-ones period. He was consistently open. There was nobody that can guard him. Every time I glanced over and seen that Miami helmet, he had about 3 yards of separation as a tight end. Downfield, too. It was vertical threats. It wasn't just underneath stuff. So, yeah, he looked really good. Best player on offense of the day. This how you know, because I wasn't even watching the offense, but it's Tess Johnson. Things like this are built for guys like Tess Johnson. Nobody can guard him. Azariah Thomas, who might be a first-round pick, he tried to line up against him a lot. Wasn't working. He made Thomas fall one of the times on the out route. They tried to press Tej Johnson because, he's small. He's 5'9", 156, I want to say. Very small guy. He's too fast, too quick with his feet, too many good releases to be pressed. He was just getting over no matter what. No matter what, he was getting open. Last thing I want to talk about, Gray Zabel looked pretty good. It was a guard, I want to say, from North Dakota State. I could be wrong. Gray Zabel. He looked pretty good in this practice. I wanted to make sure I gave him a shout out. Defense won all the call outs, basically. Whenever they was calling somebody out, all the DBs won. They locked up those guys whenever, in their practice, they kind of go to the middle of the field. They call out who they want to go against one-on-one, who the coaches want to see, and the defense won it for the national team. So, pretty good day one for all the guys I named. Sorry if I mentioned, it's just because I, didn't mention somebody doesn't mean that they were bad or anything. I do want to shout out Josiah Stewart from Michigan. He had a couple good reps, just a little small. David Walker, he had one good rep that I seen. Nothing else really jumped off the film for me. But that's pretty much it for the national team. Let's talk about the American team right quick. Now, the American team, I'm expecting for the game, the American team to win by a landslide because that defensive line that they have is not fair. Basically, anybody that played in the SEC is on the American team, and it's not fair. Walter Nolan, Deion Walker, TJ Sanders, Kyle Kennard, Jared Ivey, Shamar Stewart, not Turner, Shamar Stewart, Princey Umalau. I think that's how you say his name. I can't remember how to say his name. The defensive line over there is nuts. And surprisingly, let me go ahead and shout him out. The interior offensive line held their own. I can't remember his name. Let me pull up his name to make sure, I don't disrespect him. But there's a 5'10" guard from Tar Heels, the UNC, Chapel Hill. He held up pretty well against Deion Walker. He had a decent rep against Walter Nolan in a double team run fit kind of scenario where they bull rushed Walter Nolan into the coaches. Him and I can't remember who the other guy that was with him. Let me shout out bro's name. Willie Lampkin, 5'10", 270. Really, really good day from him. I want to shout him out. But other than that, Deion Walker killed a coach today. That guy is too big, too strong to be moving the way he does. He moves great. He has such good speed and fluidity. He was just walking guys back into the quarterbacks and team drills, walking guys back into the backfield and one-on-ones, except against the guy I just shouted out from Willie Lampkin. He had a really good rep against Walter Nolan too. I mean, not Walter Nolan, Deion Walker. So 6'7", I want to say Deion Walker 6'7", 340, and Willie Lampkin's 5'10", 270. So really impressive that he was out. I wanted to shout out Willie Lampkin because his stock is probably going up after today. TJ Sanders showed me a lot today. He's mostly known for speed as a pass rusher. He did come in, I want to say 280 at defensive tackle. So it's kind of a little slight, small, almost defensive end damn near. But he had a really good speed and power rep where he just flattened the guard that was in front of him. In 2 seconds at that. So shout out to him. Walter Nolan, he's too good. He might be the best defensive player here. He's that good. I mean, there's plenty of reps where he slipped. He kind of false started, then started late. None of it mattered. He won almost every single rep in one-on-ones that I seen at least. Walter Nolan is really good, whether it was speed to power, whether it was power, speed, just throwing guys by. Really, really good. But he's really small too. I mean, maybe it's because he was consistently beside Deion Walker, but he doesn't look that big. I mean, basically Chris Jones to me. I mean, I think he weighed in at 290, but even short stature-wise, he doesn't look that tall. But whatever, probably the best defensive player here from what I've seen. Last thing I want to talk about, number 99 from Florida. Let me look up his name, the defensive tackle. Shout out to him. Cam Jackson. Really good day from Cam Jackson. He popped up a lot from what I've seen. A lot. I wasn't necessarily looking for Cam Jackson, but he popped up a lot. And that's pretty good. Another guy that I want to shout out, Baron Sorrell. I want to say his name right, from Texas. I think he's an edge rusher. Pretty good day. Pretty good day. He popped up a lot in practice from what I was seeing. He had a pretty good day. Now, for the guys that didn't necessarily pop up that I wanted to see a little bit more from, Shamar Stewart. He has more days to go. But for me, for Shamar Stewart, I know he's a height, weight freak, measurement, all of that, 40 combine guy. But I wanted to see more pass rush moves, more refinement to his game. I didn't see much. Sometimes he just won because he was overwhelmingly more athletic than the person in front of him. Sometimes he lost because he didn't put any moves on. And that's what it looked like most of the time he was pass rushing. So I do want to see a little bit better day from him. Azariah Thomas, I should say, also didn't have the best day. But it's kind of hard to hate on him because one-on-ones are built for the receiver to win. And nobody was guarding Tej Johnson. I mean, they were just, he was, hey, feed me whoever, and he's knocking him down. He was like that. Yeah, I think that's all I got for the American team off the top of my head. One-on-ones, the offense looked like they won most of the one-on-ones to me on the call-outs, I should say. I will say, when I was watching Jalen Miro, I didn't see him testing downfield a lot. It felt like every time I watched him in team, he just consistently threw the ball underneath, throwing the ball underneath. Matter of fact, let me shout out Kyle Williams. I think I forgot to shout out Kyle Williams for the national team. Really good look to me. I want to say they had him clocked at 21 miles per hour running on one of his routes. He looked good to me. He looked like he was really able to separate in a couple reps I saw and get deep and win deep a lot. Pretty good releases too. Jalen Royals looked good from what I seen. The small reps I seen, he was able to get open and separate a lot. He didn't even get to show his yak yet or anything like that, which is a really big part of his game. So that's all I got for the American and national teams. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up those interviews so you can watch those too, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. I promise I'll do a better job with the footage and getting more footage and getting more guys in my notes. But peace out. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Jalen Royals from Utah State, you feel me? How did you feel coming out here? What are you looking to prove since your season was cut short?
It felt pretty good coming out here. It was, took a long break off, with the injury, and it's good to be back out there and just, compete with the guys out here that, everybody here is good. And,
gotcha. Go ahead, my bad, brother.
Looking to prove, that I belong here, and it doesn't matter where I come from. So.
Got you. Another question: who do you model your game after the most?
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay Johnson.
We have a good, size comparison, and he's very shifty. I'm very shifty, and I feel like we have carry.
Gotcha. I like that answer. I want to say I can see a little bit of DJ Moore when I watch you. I only had like 2 games of tape with Boise, and I got the other game, but I can see the yak, the speed, things like that. So appreciate you taking. So here at the Senior Bowl, you're looking to prove a lot. Is there any parts of your games that you're looking to dispel or show teams that you're better at than what was on the tape or what they got?
Yeah, I want to show that I can set the edge. I know sometimes there's talks about my weight and arm length and stuff like that. So I'm basically here for one reason, and that's to show off my talent. And I think setting the edge and using my power, that's my tools in my toolbox. That is strictly what I'm out here for. And I'm just grateful to be out here, and they gave me an opportunity to come out here and do my thing. So it's a pleasure.